It's getting crazy. It's getting spooky real fast. Very, very fast. I told y'all, people have had enough. All of y'all in the Indiana Fever organization who have been lying about this girl injury, not being transparent, and all these things that the fans are feeling, the fans are speaking back. They do not appreciate it. They feel scammed, they feel lied to, and they feel used.
It looks like the Indiana Fever front office and Stephanie White just pulled off the worst despairing act in WNBA history. Lying in plain sight about Caitlin Clark's injury and hoping nobody would catch on. Spoiler, fans they. And the receipts are everywhere. Footage, photos, and timelines that don't add up. The whole thing feels less like a medical update and more like a, did she really think in 2025 people wouldn't, everywhere? And in this case, the contradictions are so glaring. They raise more than just eyebrows. They raise the possibility of an investigation into deceptive consumer practices. Fans are already questioning whether false pretenses misled them into purchasing tickets, tuning into broadcasts, and supporting merchandise.
Urge DOJ and FTC to investigate WNBA's misleading practices. Wow. So we are here now. And what's crazy about all of this is that, guys, this is I'm not going to come on here and say that they're going to lose. Because if there was an investigation going into this team, they're not going to lose this investigation. Oh, they're going to win. Whoever is representing Caitlin is going to win.
This isn't some minor. It's a credibility crisis. Stephanie White, head coach of the Indiana Fever, stepped in front of cameras, span a neat little story about Clark's timeline, and thought fans would swallow it whole. But here's the issue. When your dates don't match reality, people are going to tear it apart. Let us know down in the comments below if you still trust the Fever front office and coach Stephanie White. Let's go.
The Caitlin Clark injury situation is officially a mess because not only is there not more clarity, there's more confusion about what her timeline could be. And that's coming on the heels of it seeming to be pretty clear when Clark would return to the court, or about when she would return to the court. It was said on the ESPN broadcast on August 12th that Stephanie White hoped Clark would be back in practice this week. Open portion of practice, Clark is not seen. And Stephanie White afterwards said it's status quo until Clark is back at practice.
Let's rewind. Clark injured her groin, no thanks to a GC Sheldon knee, in a game in the mid of July with a potential return date by the end of August. She was, and practice would be ramping up soon. Now that we're nearing the end of August with Clark still not practicing with the team, another injury magically appears. The official version being pushed was simple. Caitlin Clark was injured in a workout around August 30th. Sounds tidy, controlled, and PR friendly. But here's the problem. Actual footage from that very same date shows Clark casually walking through Phoenix carrying a designer Prada bag like she was heading to a runway. She's moving smoothly. No limp, no wheeze, no visible discomfort. Fans know it, and the footage proves it.
Bottom line is, we need to know a little bit more. We don't need Caitlin Clark's in-depth medical report, but it's fair for fans to wonder if the Fever and the league's biggest star is going to return to the floor this season or what the chances are. And she's been out of action for 5 weeks, so it's not as if some patience hasn't been expressed.
But instead of admitting the story doesn't hold up, White and her PR team doubled down. That's where the clown show really began. Reporters like Scott Agnes, who should be serving facts, went on air laughing as he retold the unlucky injury story. And not nervous laughter either, but genuine chuckles, like Caitlin's pain was the punchline to a comedy sketch. Are we supposed to believe that the face of the league, the player driving hysteric ratings, is sidelined and the media covering it think it's a joke? That isn't just unprofessional, it's insulting to fans and disrespectful to Clark herself.
The Indiana Fever's got $1 billion entity on their team. $1 billion damn dollars. And they're a bunch of clowns, a bunch of bozos. You guys look completely incompetent and unprofessional. The way this has been handled, oh, it's a joke. It's a joke. Look, and look, they can't say anything about conspiracy theories. You're complicit in creating them. because you won't be open and you won't be honest.
This is why the Fever's credibility is in free fall. It's one thing to spin a narrative. Teams do it all the time. But to flat out lie, then grin while doing it. That's basically telling the fan base, we think you're dumb enough to buy this. Newsflash, fans aren't dumb. Social media receipts last forever, and people are piecing it all together in real time.
You got this video right here that a lot of you have already seen. I just saw it in the last couple of days of Caitlin getting stepped on by a coach right there on the left.
Stepped on by the coach, and I think she's going to be all right based upon the grin on her face. But
the left foot, the one that's got the issue, she got stepped on. And today, I'm not even going to say Indiana Fever fans, Caitlin Clark fans are crashing out at a different level. And I don't blame them. I don't.
And here's the piece they really don't want you to think about. That infamous moment when assistant coach Bone January literally stepped on Caitlin Clark's foot during a game. That incident didn't disappear. It just got buried and then this fake workout narrative. Suddenly, the day she got hit doesn't match the day fans saw something happen. So which is it? Was it an innocent workout mishap? Or was Clark injured by the very staff meant to protect her? And if it's the latter, then this is bigger than bad luck. It's negligence. Negligence that could absolutely trigger a major investigation.
You guys have said Caitlin Clark was day-to-day for I don't know how long. You guys have fabricated timelines on her injury many times throughout this season. And the people have just flat out had enough. And it's gone so far.
Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark herself has been dragged into the PR machine, forced to repeat sanitized ticking points that sound less like her and more like they were drafted by a feverish intern. Every time she speaks on her recovery, it's the same lines. Working hard, feeling good, just unlucky. The repetition is robotic, the timing suspicious, and fans know the difference between authentic honesty and damage control.
This practice isn't just disappointing, it's deceptive. Fans invested their hard-earned money in tickets, streaming packages, and merchandise under the belief that they were being given honest information. Instead, it appears coordinated efforts were made between the league and team communications to present a facade of hopeful updates, masking the true status of a beloved player's injury.
Let's be clear, Clark is no rookie anymore. She's in her second season, the league's biggest star. And she's earned every bit of the spotlight by selling out arenas and carrying WNBA ratings on her back. Yet, here she is, treated like an expendable pawn in a sloppy. In the NBA, if a coach or staff member had injured LeBron James or Steph Curry and then lied about it, there would be Chobis July coverage, immediate investigations, and probably terminations. But in the WNBA, there is silence, no accountability, no transparency, just reporters acting like unpaid interns for the team.
Everybody's been hanging on. And even worse, everybody's been spending money on this team, which looks like a damn scheme at this point. The Indiana Fever know people have been spending money on tickets and travel and blah, 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 thinking that Caitlin Clark was her anticipated comeback. People tuning in and showing up at games, they need to understand that was because the idea, the aura that Caitlin Clark was coming back to lead this team into the playoffs.
The Fever's credibility is in shreds, and Stephanie White is at the center of the storm. Her attempt to distract fans with a fake timeline isn't just careless, it might be fraudulent. When you sell tickets, hype games, and market merchandise around a superstar, then mislead fans about her health, you're stepping into the territory of deceptive consumer practices. That's exactly the kind of behavior that gets investigated by watchdogs, sponsors, and potentially even legal authorities.
Goes on to say fans felt excited when they purchased tickets, believing they'll watch Caitlin Clark shine on the court. However, that excitement turned to disappointment as misleading injuries kept fueling false hopes that she had played the WNBA. And hold up, damn, is they finna get her for line? Is they finna get her for line to the fans? Oh my God. Hold up, the WNBA and Indiana Fever fans, Indiana Fever have repeatedly engaged in what seems to be a strategic ploy to drive ticket sales and merchandise sales by suggesting that Caitlin Clark's return was on the horizon. Holy-ish right now, bro. Oh my God, it's about to get red.
And here's the spiciest theory circulating right now. Maybe this isn't incompetence. It's intentional. Clark came into the league like a tidal wave, shattering ratings and rewriting narratives. But almost immediately, whispers started. She needs to bulk up. She needs more strength. She's not ready. So what happens? She's rushed into muscle gain. Her body breaks down. And suddenly, her second season is clouded by injury tuck. That's not bad luck. That's bad planning. And bad planning always has a culprit. In this case, the finger points directly at Stephanie White and her staff.